man. Oh, it's finally over. Oh my God. Finally. Whew. Finally, man. Oh shit, man. I thought it was never gonna end. Oh man. Took a little nap there. Rest my eyes because, oh man. What the fuck was that? What was that, man? What did we just witness, bro? This is a UCL semifinal, ladies and gentlemen. A UCL semifinals, bruv. The important part of the tournament where the best teams are playing, where you're supposed to see exciting, thrilling football like we witnessed yesterday between Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. But today, what the hell was that? Haram ball, lack of quality, and 2 penalties for this game to end 1-1 for the first leg of the semifinals at the Metropolitano. Where out of this whole 90 minutes, the main takeaway is that Arsenal have the advantage not going to the Emirates because a tie benefits Arsenal. It doesn't benefit Atletico Madrid whatsoever. But wow, man, this game, wow. I mean, what was expected, bro? Honestly, what was expected? Like when we see such a game like yesterday with the incredible quality that they have yesterday, you can't compare it. You can't expect the same thing to happen with both of these teams right here, where today the quality just clearly showed that the teams from yesterday and the teams from the today, when you compare them, it's just complete night and day, the differences in quality, bro. The differences in quality, it's so evident because, wow, man. Wow, this game was a game of 2 halves where in the first half, Arsenal were the better team, and in the second half, Atletico Madrid were the better team. But in the end, it came down to the quality, who has the finishing product, and today, neither team did because it came down to penalties. The team that clearly had the clearest chances were Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid really fumbled it today, especially one man in particular, Lookman, bro. The amount of chances that Lookman missed today, especially the big chances that he had, wow. Granted, a lot of them came down to his left foot, him taking a shot with his left foot, which obviously is weak foot, but come on, bro. If you want to be put up there in a pedestal with the best wingers in the world, when we're talking about Lamine Yamal, Kvaratskhelia, Olise, all these great players that we were talking about yesterday, if you want to be in that caliber of player, you have to finish those chances. You have to take those chances, especially the one he had in the second half where he gets past Ben White and just shoots it right at the goalkeeper, bruv. Shoots it right at the goalkeeper. In the Copa del Rey final, from outside the box, he scores a banger with his weak foot. But today, clearly wasn't his day. I don't know if the pressure got to him, but man, Lookman really fumbled it for Atletico Madrid because in the end, Arsenal are happy with this result. Atletico Madrid definitely aren't. But let's quickly talk about what happened throughout the whole game. Really, there's not much to talk about, really. The lineup that Atletico Madrid decided to go for today was all black and gold. Back end of Llorente, Pubil, Hanko, Ruggeri, midfielder Lookman, Cardoso, Koke, Simeone, and on top Antoine Griezmann and Julian Alvarez. This is the strongest team that Atletico Madrid have. Besides maybe Barrios in the midfield, who's been injured practically for a while now. This is the strongest team that Diego Simeone has at his disposal. For Arsenal, going with David Raya in goal, back end of Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Henakpi, midfield of Odegaard, Zubamendi, Declan Rice, and up top Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Madueke. Nowhere near the strongest team of Arsenal. Timber obviously would be the ideal right back for them to start. Calafiori on the left-hand side, as they definitely starting over Odegaard, Saka on the right-hand side, and Martinelli and Trussell you can switch off, and then probably Havertz over the likes of Gyökeres in terms of what he can bring. But yeah, Gyökeres is still the big number 9 signing that they made, so you would expect him to still start and be part of the best Arsenal team. But still a pretty solid-ish team from Arsenal to try and get a result from this game. But literally in that first half, you were expecting Atletico Madrid for the first 15-20 minutes to come out putting the pressure on Arsenal because they're playing at home. You want to play with the advantage of playing in front of your fans, getting that atmosphere on your side. The whole out of Atletico Madrid Stadium throwing toilet paper on the pitch. Getting that motivation to play in front of your team, getting hyped up to try and get something from this game, especially early on to the game, because we know. We were looking at this game, whoever scores first, the other team is going to have it difficult because then the other team is just going to play complete utter defense. That's what's expected for sure. But Atletico Madrid started off strong, putting the pressure on Arsenal, but it's really what's expected when you're playing against Atletico Madrid. Let them pressure you, at least going away to the Metropolitano. Let them put pressure on you a good 15, 20 minutes max. But then from there, you just knew Arsenal, they're going to absorb that pressure, they're going to handle it well, and then start controlling the game, and that's exactly how the first half went, where Arsenal started controlling the game more, Atletico Madrid slowed down, but nothing clear cut. Nothing clear cut in that first half. That first half was literally a snooze fest. The only good chances that we had from that first half was a shot from Julian Alvarez that he takes from outside the box, forces Riot to make a good save, and then the penalty for Arsenal, because besides that, Arsenal really didn't do much at all going forward. Madueke was the only one really attempting. Gyökeres, nothing was really served to him. Martinelli, pretty much non-existent in that first half, let alone the whole game in general. But yeah, literally no clear chances in that first half. It was literally a snooze fest. But then it came down to a penalty to open up the scoreline, as I think it was Victor Gyökeres, if I'm not mistaken, gets fouled into. No, it was Victor Gyökeres who gets fouled into the box. With Zubamendi makes the pass to Gyökeres, and Hanko pushes him from behind for a penalty for Arsenal. What's the difference? Okay, someone tell me the difference. Am I seeing something that's different here? I don't know. Like, Hanko pushes Gyökeres from behind, and Llorente pushes Olmo from behind. But I think the biggest difference is the kid, obviously, because that can only be the only explanation that I'm getting here as to why Arsenal's was giving us a penalty, but this one wasn't. All right, cool, fair enough, I guess. We move on. Let's not dwell in the past. But Victor Gyökeres steps up. Oblak gets us the right way, but Victor Gyökeres puts in with power. I think Oblak hesitated as well. I don't know what he was doing. He hesitated when he dove for that penalty. He left his arm out. He didn't really stretch out to his full potential to really save that. I don't know what happened there, but Gyökeres opens up the scoreline for Arsenal to go up 1-0 going into the second half. And at that point, how Atletico Madrid were attacking and how easily Arsenal were recovering the ball. I think Odegaard had 4 recoveries in that first half. Rice had 3. Arsenal did very well in that first half. It's just the lack of attack and the lack of quality up top that really stopped them from getting more opportunities and goals in this game, because Atletico Madrid were just parking the bus trying to play counter-attacking football, right? But Madueke, Martinelli, come on, bro. They're not Olise. They're not Lamine Yamal. They're not these great wingers who can create magic out of nowhere. I'll give credit to Madueke, who did pretty well. In that first half, Ruggieri ended with a little green right here. And I'm like, how? He didn't do anything in that first half. It's because, for the most part, Madueke was attacking him, and Ruggieri did beat him a couple times, but also Lookman was helping him out a lot throughout that game as well. But besides that, that was really the only thing that was stopping them. The quality up top from Arsenal was just god-awful, and it was so evident in that second half too, where it just makes us think, how does anyone call this team the best team in the world when the quality up top is just nowhere near good enough? Even the substitutes that came on with their better quality up top, with Trossard, with Bukayo Saka, with Eze, even with them, nothing, bro. Nothing in that second half. All right, maybe you can give them benefit of the doubt. Saka's just coming back from an injury, from being out for a while. He still had to get back to 100%, get that game rhythm in. Eze, I think he had a little knock. That's why he probably didn't start this game. Because if he didn't start this game, because what's his name, Arteta thought he wasn't good to start this game. Obviously, brain dead there. How would you not want Eze to start this game? I was expecting him to start this game, but he didn't. Trossard didn't do anything. Gabriel Jesus, non-existent when he came on as well. The quality up top, you cannot call Arsenal the best team in the world, bro. No matter what. You just can't call them that. When the quality up top is just nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near the best best teams in the world like PSG have and Bayern have, and they showed yesterday, right? But Arsenal lead with a 1-goal advantage going into the second half. And again, I'm just thinking to myself, how can Atletico Madrid really get a goal back? Because Arsenal did so well in that first half to shut down any counterattacks from Atletico Madrid. They had that great structure to just not give Atletico Madrid anything. And we know Atletico Madrid struggle against these teams that play a little bit more defensive, they play a little bit more low block, where they're not getting many options. Julian Alvarez just took many useless shots in that first half, besides that one he actually got on target. But yeah, I really just couldn't figure out a way that Atletico were really going to make a comeback in this game. And then in the second half, shockingly enough, I don't know what happened to Arsenal. They just completely dropped the level and dropped that intensity that it had in the first half. I don't know if it's just a moment of Arteta's like, all right, guys, we're good with this. Let's be comfortable with this game. With this advantage right now, right here. Let's just defend the lead. Because holy shit, Arsenal in the second half were god-awful. Throughout the whole 45 minutes, god-awful. Only one shot on target in 45 minutes. That's embarrassing. That is disgusting. Nowhere near good enough. Not deserving of being Champions League winners. Nowhere near. What was that from Arsenal in the second half? I was genuinely scared that Atletico Madrid were going to thrash them with the amount of chances that they had. Antoine Griezmann hitting the crossbar, Lookman taking just fluff shots after fluff shots, Molina having a powerful shot and skying it. So many opportunities that Atletico Madrid had in that second half, which again, like I mentioned in the beginning, just shows the lack of quality compared to the best teams in the world, right? It just came down to that in the end, because if Atletico Madrid had Kvaratskhelia, if they had Dembele, they had all these great players that we saw yesterday, they would have won this game easily with the amount of chances they created in the second half. But obviously, they just don't. So that's the clear difference, right? But Arsenal were god-awful. Atletico Madrid were very strong in the second half, were completely the better team, had multiple chances until they finally got one back from a penalty, as well as Llorente. It came from a little set piece play from a corner kick. Griezmann passes it to Llorente, edge of the box. Llorente takes a shot, and it hits Ben White's arm. Now, it's a similar situation to yesterday where it hits like off his knee, kind of, and then it hits his hand. That's a penalty. If they gave the one from yesterday, and they're going to give the one for today as a penalty as well. It clearly hits his hand. It clearly deflects off his hand to just completely rebound the ball. Clear penalty. VAR checks it, and still penalty. And then Julian Alvarez steps up, and beautiful penalty. David Raya went up to, I think it was his set piece coach. I don't know what I guess they were talking about, like, Julian's going to shoot here or there, but I don't know what they talked about, because David Raya just stood still like a statue. Didn't even dive or anything. Julian bangs it in bottom into the top left, and 1-1 for Atletico Madrid, getting back to the game. And from there, again, Atletico were just creating chance after chance after chance, getting more opportunities, looking like the better team, putting the pressure on Arsenal, where Arsenal were just losing the ball consistently, nowhere near good enough. Zubamendi, awful. Rice was making careless mistakes as well. Ben White was god-awful. Odegaard had to get stopped off early because he was doing absolutely nothing, creating absolutely nothing. Even Eze coming on was struggling too. Like, Atletico were putting the pressure on Arsenal. I got to give them credit for that. But later into the game, as more subs came in for Arsenal, when they brought in Saka, Gabriel, changing the whole front line basically. Later, I forgot what minute exactly it was, a potential penalty for Arsenal as Hanko brings down Eze in the box. A pass from Bukayo Saka into Eze. Eze gets to the ball first, and Hanko steps on his foot. Now, I know people have different ways of looking at it. Is there going to be a penalty or not, right? I thought it was a penalty at first looking at it, because he steps on his foot. He does step on him. What confused me was the fact that the referee disallowed it, that it said that wasn't a penalty, doing this. When he's doing this, you know what that means, right? That means that he's saying that he did not touch the ball. He did not touch the ball. The only thing he touched was his foot. So I'm surprised there wasn't a penalty. I know people can call it a soft penalty. Yes, I can understand that point, because, in the magnitude of game, the importance of game that it is right here, that we're talking about right here, semifinals, right? You don't want to give it to just a fluffy, little minimal contact to really give a penalty in such a magnitude of a game. So I can understand that point, but I thought it was a penalty. The referee decided not to be a penalty. I just know if Barcelona committed that foul, it would have been a penalty every single day of the week. I don't know. Call me crazy. I don't know. But no penalty, and from there on, nothing else happened, really. Our Arsenal started getting control more in the last 10, 15 minutes, but after that, really nothing. They created absolutely nothing. The only shot on target they had was from Mosquera, who came in for Ben White. But yeah, nothing else, and the game ends 1-1. Julian Alvarez coming off with, I think, a little knock or a little injury. I don't know, something with his ankle. Hopefully nothing wrong with him, because if he's out, oof. Best of luck for Atletico in the second leg. I don't see how they can get over the line there. But in the end, the team that takes advantage of this, who's going to be happy with this result, it is definitely Arsenal, bro. Arsenal are happy with this result. Atletico Madrid are going to be disappointed, because now they have to go away to the Emirates. I think Arsenal from there on are going to be obviously play their stronger 11. I think as they should definitely start in the second leg. Bukayo Saka, is probably going to start. Martinelli, whatever you want to call it. I don't think Timber's going to be back from there. How long is Timber going to be out for? He says early May, so he might be back for the second leg. I don't know. Probably won't want to risk him, right? But I think Arsenal was lined up stronger than what they lined up for today and get over the line in the second leg. I just don't see how Atletico are going to go away to the Emirates and get a victory. It's not to say that it's not possible. It's 1-1 is definitely it's still a close game. It's open. It's still an open game. Anyone can take it, but no, I don't see. Because, again, the one thing I said going into this game for who's going to take it and get to the final, it's a mentality game. Who has the mentality, who's going to elevate their mentality to get over the line in this tie, because we've seen both teams struggle when it comes to the important parts of the season, right? And when it comes to these important games. So we'll see which one of these teams just flips the switch, turns on their mentality to get over the line and say, we deserve to be in the final. We'll see what happens in the second leg. But yeah, not the best result for Atletico Madrid. Great for Arsenal, and we'll see how this game ends in the second leg right here. But the best player, I would say, from overall throughout this game, No one from Arsenal, really. I'd probably give it to Julian Alvarez. He was active, helping out defensively, going attacking, being that threatful player, holding up possession for Atletico. I'd say he was the best player. Um, no one else, really. And from Arsenal, Saliba did pretty well. Defensively, they did pretty well. Hinakpi did pretty well. Declan Rice, for the most part, physically did well. Lost possession a couple of times stupidly. Gyökeres, I think, was awful. I think he put in a battle against Atletico's defense, but I'd give it to Julian Alvarez as the overall man of the match. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the game, who you're feeling. Now we'll take it all in the second leg and reach the final for this Champions League campaign. Do you guys think Arsenal will take it away at home, or Atletico coming up big in the second leg away at the Emirates and coming up victorious? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought overall about this game and how you're looking at this tie at the end of the day. But yeah, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, favorite, hit the notification bell for every time we upload. Share your friends, love football. I love you guys so much. Take care. God bless and peace.